Hello there, this little waffle is about VHF marine radios, transceivers. I dealt with these at one time, doing repairs and so forth, so picked up a few wrinkles. If you're looking to buy a transceiver for your boat, well, you can go to a store, and if you've got plenty of money you can buy a new one. You can pick what it is you want at the price you can afford, and in the event of any problems you'll have a guarantee, warranty. You can take it back. But if, like me, your finances don't go to that, you may have to consider second hand. And here there's a lot of pitfalls. But as I say, I hope to give you a few little wrinkles now. I bought this one this morning. I haven't checked it out yet. It's a Swiftech M168. I've seen several of these before. They're not a bad radio. They're not DSC. I was not interested in DSC, selective calling, and all that sort of thing. A lot of people are taking these out of their craft and upgrading to DSC. Well, it's not the sort of boating I do. A lot of people are doing that, and quite honestly, I think they're wasting their money, because a lot of them don't understand it, and it's systems they won't use. Anyway, you pays your money, you takes your choice. So I bought this at a car boot sale. The guy, I've never seen him before. I'll never see him again. I don't know if I bought rubbish or not. But when you look at this, well, first of all, look at the guy. And, you know, is he the sort of guy you think you would want to buy from? Is it reasonably priced? What sort of car does he drive? What else has he got on his stall? Well, this particular guy had other boating things, and he was giving up, and well, I believed him. But don't forget, even if the guy is really genuine, nice like you, he could be selling through ignorance, not realising damage and problems. So here's a few tips. I say it's riddled with clues. So you put your Sherlock Holmes hat on now. So if the price is right, take a general look at it. Is it all there? Are bits missing? If there are, bells should start ringing. Does the microphone match the transceiver? Yes, it is important. Has it got an inline fuse? Has it got the correct fuse? This particular transceiver had a manual. Now that's a good sign. It probably means he was the original owner, and he's had the trouble to keep that. This particular one didn't have a bracket, which I queried, and the guy did give me a valid reason why the bracket was missing. And as an engineer, I can make one up. But that brings me to another point. These little knobs on the side that connect the bracket, are they the same ones shown on the photograph? Yes, it's important, because you'd be surprised the number of people that have lost one, or put a bolt in, they've found a thread that fits the thread, and it's been 30 seconds too long, and it's gone in and it's shorted out some vital part of the circuitry to the case, turning the thing into a scrapper. Has it got the inline fuse? If it hasn't, be very wary. This one, a little clue, the guy's got a marine fitting on the end, a 2-pin plug, but it's the correct one where one pin is fatter than the other, so it can only go in one way. So if it's wired up correctly, he won't have reversed the polarity. They don't like that, I can tell you. But there's many other clues you should look at. Something of this age, the actual screws in the case, well, again, in close, you can see they're a little bit rusty. That's to be expected of this period, and especially if it's been in salt water, you know, around salt water. But are all the screws there, all around the case? Are any missing? Are any different to the others? If there is, walk away. Worse still, the worst possible scenario is if any screw looks as though it's been chewed up. It means our screwdriver expert has been in there, and they've destroyed more bits of kit than, well, anybody. It's also nice to know that the lead is the proper length and hasn't been cut off, signifying that perhaps it wasn't, you know, a quick steel job. Okay, so before we plug in anything, that's the sort of thing a novice would do, but we're not going to do that. you must provide the output of the transceiver with a suitable load, and that means a dummy load. That's a dummy load. They're only a few pounds, and it replaces the aerial, and it gives something for the output transistors to work on. So screw in your dummy load. Now if we've got an iffy PTT switch, or the wrong mic, or some other fault that immediately keys this up when we apply power, at least we've protected the output stages. That's quite important. The general overall appearance of the thing should tell you a lot. Is there any dampness behind the LCD screen? As I said, a little bit of rust on the screws is to be accepted. But if it's really corroded and bad, has it been underwater? You have to ask all these things, you don't know. Anyway, I gave it my quick perusal and I come to the decision that this would be a good buy. But it's still a gamble. But I've shortened the odds. It had with it an extension speaker. Don't take anything for granted. I don't know that matches this transceiver at all. So don't plug it in until you check out its impedance matches this transceiver. People do all sorts of things. Okay, well, I haven't got the socket to fit this, so I'm going to remove this. And I've got a power supply here. And now with our dummy load, we can power it up and see if I've bought a pig in a poke or a bargain. My money is on a bargain. Okay, well, I've taken off the plug and connected the positive and negative supply lead to a power supply. So we'll switch that on, switch on the power supply. Nothing's gone pop. Where's the off-on switch? Oh, that sounds good. Well, we've got a... Oh, the squelch works. The up and down works. Channel 16. Looks good. And now this one does US and international channels. They're not the same. I've gone to many someone's aid and they're on the wrong set of channels. Anyway, we're on low power. Always select low power to start with. High, that's low. And the TX button does light up. That's a good sign. With the button held on, PTT wants it clean by the looks of the flashing. Wiggle the lead at about this point from the mic, see if it goes out. Do the same at this end, see if it goes out. It doesn't. If this lead, mic leads are a very, very, very common problem. Very, very common problem with, because they get pulled and stretched. And it's always here and here that they go. They won't go in the middle of the lead. The curly never ever goes. It's these points, which is why the manufacturers put extra sleeving here to take that additional strain. Anyway, this one PTT want cleaning. I'll show you that in a minute. Anyway, it looks good. We're on low power. We got a dummy load, so we're not putting out a lot of power. Let's select not 16. We don't want to cause any hassle. Let's go down channel. Let's go down to 08. That's it, channel 8. And I've got a handheld here. If the batteries are any good on this, I can't remember. Yeah, and that wants to go also on international, and it wants to go on low, and we want to go down to 08. That one. And you can see that the TX lights up, lit up. So it's getting a signal. Well, that's a dummy load. Some RF must be getting from here to there because of the relatively short distance. So we go back to 08 and we'll key this one up. And I can hear feedback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's transmitting on low power. That sounds good. So I think I'm 99.9% in with a good one here. But I'll do a few further checks and check final output RF output with a VSWR meter, and well, I think I got myself a bargain. Anyway, I should have given you a, turn this off, I should have given you a few clues to give you a slight advantage on buying second hand. As I say, it's always a bit of a gamble, but just remember your Sherlock Holmes hat should hold you in good stead. Anyway, I'll leave the cleaning of the PTT to another video. I'll keep it short. If there's a demand, I'll show this. If there is intermittent problems, a good repair guy will do it for you for a couple of quid. But it's relatively easy to do to yourself. Okay, I'll leave it there. I hope you found that of some interest. Well, this is just a little general add-on. I've cleaned the PTT switch, 2 screws comes out, and using Electrolube, squirted the switch, and with the thing switched off, operated the key many times, and that will clean the contacts. So that's cleaned up the switch, common fault. And I've put a dummy load in the end of a VSWR meter, and the other end of the WSR meter goes to a patch lead to the output of the transceiver. So now switched on, and I'm still on 08. If I key up, you can see the TX button lights up, and a little bit of movement on the meter because we're on low power. I'll zoom in a bit. I'm on a 10 watt range here at low power, and that's about 1 watt out. So if I go on to 1 watt on the 10 watt range, it goes straight over, as you can see. So now we'll go over to high, and we're still on the original, and now you can see we've got full output power. So this transceiver is giving out full RF. I've also checked it for stability and frequency response with other equipment, but that's probably beyond the realms of most DIY radio technicians, if you like. Okay, I hope you found that of some interest. I've given you all the clues I can think of, but some are almost subconscious over the years. I can't help you there. Anyway, thanks guys. Till the next time.